Job chapter 8. Then Bildad the Shuhite answered and said, How long will you say these things? The words of your mouth are like a mighty wind. Does God pervert justice? Does Shaddai pervert justice? If your children sinned against him, he handed them over to their rebellion. If you would seek God and plead with Shaddai, if you are pure and upright, even now he will awaken for you and restore your righteous abode. And though your beginning was small, your future would flourish. Now ask the previous generation, consider the findings of their fathers. For if you were born yesterday and know nothing, and our days on earth are but a shadow, will they not teach you and tell you? Will they not bring forth words from their hearts? Can papyrus grow tall without a marsh? Can reeds flourish without water? When still in bloom and uncut, it withers more quickly than other grass. Such are the ways of all who forget God. The hope of the godless perishes, whose confidence is snapped off. His trust is a spider's web. He leaned against his house, but it does not stand. He holds fast to it, but it does not hold up. He is a well-watered plant in the sun, spreading his shoots over his garden. He entwines his roots around a heap of stones and looks for a place between the rocks. If he is uprooted from his place, it denies him, saying, I never saw you. Such is his joyous course, and from the earth others spring up. Surely God does not spurn the blameless or strengthen the hand of evildoers. If he will yet fill your mouth with laughter and your lips with shouts of joy. Those who hate you will be clothed with shame. The tent of the wicked will be no more. Chapter 9. Job responded and said, Truly I know it is so, but how can one be righteous before God? If anyone wished to contend with him, he could not answer him once in 1,000. He is wise in heart and mighty in strength. Who has resisted him and come out whole? He who moves mountains, yet they do not know it, who overthrows them in his anger, who shakes the earth from its place until its pillars tremble, who speaks to the sun so it does not rise, and seals up the stars. He alone spreads out the heavens and treads on the waves of the sea. He makes the bear Orion and Pleiades and the constellations of the south. He does great and unfathomable things, wonders beyond number. If he were to pass by me, I would not see him. Were he to move past me, I would not perceive him. If he were to snatch away, who could restrain him? Who could say to him, What are you doing? God does not restrain his anger. Under him the helpers of Rahab cower. How then can I answer him or choose my words with him? Even if I were right, I would not answer. I would implore the mercy of my judge. Even if I called and he answered me, I would not believe that he would listen to my voice. He who crushes me with a storm and multiplies my words for no reason, he does not allow me to catch my breath, but fills me with bitterness. If it is a question of strength, certainly he is the mighty one. If it is a matter of justice, who will summon me? Even if I were innocent, my mouth would condemn me. If I were guiltless, it will declare me perverse. I am guiltless. I have no concern for myself. I despise my life. It is all the same. Therefore, I say, he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. If a scourge smites suddenly, he mocks the despair of the innocent. If the land falls into the hand of the wicked, he blindfolds the faces of its judges. If it is not he, then who is it? My days are swifter than a runner. They flee away without seeing goodness. They slip by like reed boats, like an eagle swooping down on its prey. If I say, I will forget my complaint, I will put off my sad face and be cheerful. I still dread all my pains, for I know you will not find me innocent. If I am condemned, why should I struggle in vain? If I wash myself with melted snow and cleanse my hands with lye, then you would plunge me into a pit, and my own clothing would detest me. For he is not a human being like I am, that I could answer him, that we could go to court together. There is no arbitrator between us who could lay his hand on us both, who could remove his rod from me, so that his terror would not frighten me. Then I would speak and not fear him, except it is not so with me. Chapter 10. I loathe my own life. I will give full vent to my complaint. I will speak out of the bitterness of my soul. I will say to God, do not condemn me. Tell me why you contend with me. It is good for you to oppress, to despise the work of your hands, while you smile on the plans of the wicked. Is it good for you to oppress, to despise the work of your hands, while you smile on the plans of the wicked? Do you have eyes of flesh? Do you see as a human being sees? Are your days like those of a mortal, or your years like those of a strong man, that you should seek out my iniquity and search out my sin? Though you know that I am not guilty, yet there is no one to deliver from your hand. Your hands molded and fashioned me. Will you now destroy me completely? Remember, you fashioned me like clay. Will you return me to dust? Did you not pour me out like milk and curdle me like cheese? Clothe me with skin and flesh, and knit me together with bones and sinews? You gave me life and steadfast love, and your care has preserved my spirit. Yet these things you have hid in your heart, for I know that this is with you. If I sinned, you would watch me and not acquit me of my iniquity. If I am guilty, woe to me. Even if I am innocent, I cannot lift my head. I am full of shame and conscious of my affliction. If my head is held high, you hunt me like a lion, and again work wonders against me. You renew your witnesses against me and increase your anger toward me. Change and warfare are with me. Why then did you bring me out of the womb? I should have died so no eye would have seen me, if only I had never come into being, or been carried from womb to grave. Are not my days few? Then stop, leave me alone, so I might have a little joy before I depart and never return to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, the land of utter darkness, like the deepest, darkest, and disorder, where even the light is like darkness. Chapter 11. Then Zophar the Naamathite answered and said, should so many words go unanswered? Is a man justified by his lips? Will your idle talk silence men, and will no one rebuke you when you mock? For you have said, my teaching is flawless, and I am pure in your eyes. But if only God would speak and open his lips against you and show you the secrets of the wisdom, and for sound wisdom has two sides, know that God has forgotten some of your iniquity. Can you discover the mysteries of God? Can you find the limits of Shaddai? They are higher than the heavens. What can you do? They are deeper than Sheol. What can you know? Its measure is longer than the earth and wider than the sea. If he comes by and imprisons or convenes a court, who can prevent him? For he knows deceitful men. When he sees wickedness, does he not consider it? But a witless man will gain understanding when a wild donkey's colt is born a human being. If you devote your heart to him and spread out your hands to him, if you put away the wickedness that is in your hand and allow no iniquity to abide in your tent, then you will lift up your face without reproach. You will stand firm and without fear. You will forget your trouble. You will remember it like water that has flowed away. Life will be brighter than noonday, darkness like the morning. You will be confident because there is hope. You will look about you and lie down in safety. You will lie down and will not, and with no one to make you afraid. Many will seek your favor, but the eyes of the wicked will fail, and escape will elude them. Their only hope is their dying breath. Chapter 12. Job responded and said, "Without a doubt you are the people, and wisdom will die with you. But I have a mind as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Who does not know these things? I have become a laughing stock to my friends, though I call on God, and he answered, a righteous and blameless man is a laughing stock. Contempt for calamity is the thought of one at ease, prepared for those whose foot slips. The tent of marauders prosper, and there is security for those who provoke God, for those whom God brings in his hand. But now ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds of the sky, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, or the fish of the sea, and they will inform you. Which of these does not know that the hand of Adonai has done this? In his hand is the life of every creature, and the breath of all the human race. Does not the ear test words as the palate tastes food? Is not wisdom with the aged and understanding bring long life? With him are wisdom and power, counsel and understanding are his. If he tears down, it cannot be rebuilt. One he imprisons cannot be released. If he holds back the waters, they dry up. If he releases them, they destroy the earth. With him are power and sound wisdom. Both deceived and deceiver are his. He leads counselors away stripped and makes judges into fools. He loosens the bonds of the kings and binds a loincloth around their waist. He leads priests away stripped and overthrows the rulers. He silences the lips of trusted advisers and removes the discernment of elders. He pours contempt on nobles and loosens the belts of the mighty. He reveals the deep things of darkness and brings utter darkness into light. He makes nations great and destroys them. He enlarges the nations and leads them away. He deprives the heads of the people of earth of understanding and causes them to wander in pathless wasteland. They grope in darkness with no light. He makes them stagger like a drunkard. Chapter 13. Indeed, my eyes have seen it all. My ears have heard and understood it. What you know, I also know. I am not inferior to you. Still, I desire to speak to Shaddai and to argue my case with God. You, however, smear me with lies, and you are worthless doctors, all of you. If only you would keep completely silent, for you that would be wisdom. Hear now my argument. Listen to the contention of my lips. Will you speak unjustly on God's behalf? Will you speak deceitfully for him? Will you show his partiality? Will you argue the case for God? Would it not turn out well if he examined you? Could you deceive him as you deceive a man? He would surely rebuke you if you secretly showed favoritism. Would not his majesty terrify you and the dread of him fall on you? Your maxims are proverbs of ashes. Your defenses are defenses of clay. Be silent and let me speak. Then let come to me what may. Why should I take my flesh in my teeth and take my life in my hands? Even if he slays me, I will wait for him. I will surely defend my ways before him. This too will be my salvation, for no godless can come before him. Listen carefully to my words, and let my declaration be in your ears. See now, I have prepared my case. I know that I will be vindicated. Who will contend with me? If so, I will be silent and die. Only two things do not do to me. Then I will not hide from your face. Withdraw your hand far from me, and do not assail me with your terror. Then call, and I will answer, or I will speak, and you respond to me. How many are my iniquities and sins? Show me my transgressions and sin. Why do you hide your face and consider me your enemy? Will you frighten a wind-blown leaf and chase after dry chaff? For you write bitter things against me and make me inherit the iniquities of my youth. You put my feet in shackles and watch all my paths. You put marks on the soles of my feet, so he wastes away like something rotten, like a moth eaten garment.